Boys, how are we?
Very good, mate. Very good.
Back for another week. A day late. Daniel, are you okay?
Feeling better.
Day
Thank
late
you.
and $1 short.
My apologies.
What
He had some shitty beef.
Can I please take your order?
Can I take your order, please? Don't cancel us.
Was it out the front end or the back end?
Front end.
Oh,
Yeah, front end damage.
Okay.
But feeling better now. I think I've got my colour back.
Change the front wing and away you go.
That's it, mate.
Beautiful.
That's it. Few upgrades, you know.
Yeah. Well, it was another Max Verstappen masterpiece.
yeah, wasn't it? Now, Tom,
Oh, straight on it.
I've got a poem.
Yeah.
I wrote this myself.
Okay.
You're going to be very impressed. With a fearless heart and an unwavering drive, he defies the limits, makes them strive. A warrior on wheels, fierce and bold, Max Verstappen, a story to be told.
Wow. Fuck yeah, man. That was awesome.
I'm going to clap myself.
That's awesome.
That's very good.
So, yeah, thanks for bagging me out.
No,
You've
no.
made me a poet. And by a poet, ChatGPT.
It was still very good.
Yeah, I thought you would like that.
My big thing with Max, and we'll go through results and everything shortly, but how well he's doing without a teammate there.
Yeah,
Because you go back to the
Doesn't need
years
it
with
at all.
Hamilton, like,
that would help each other, I guess.
well, Rosberg was his rear gunner to a certain extent, and then obviously won the championship, and then Bottas was his absolute rear gunner for that many years. So Max just has no one there, so he's absolutely killing it.
Yeah, it just shows it in the points. He's like leading everything
Yeah.
just by himself.
Just doing it easy.
So chuffed for the McLaren boys.
Oh, how good was that?
Yeah,
Devastating for, like, not devastating, but it was unlucky for Piastri.
yeah. Oh, he just got so unlucky.
Yeah.
So Verstappen first, Norris second, Hamilton came in third, and then Piastri fourth. So Piastri was leading the whole. Piastri was coming third the whole race, and had a gap
Yeah.
on the guys
Yeah,
behind.
pretty comfortable.
Pretty comfortable gap. The McLarens were the second best team out there on the day. So, and then just got unlucky with a safety car. Lucky Hamilton again. So
Yes.
standard procedure
Kissed on the yeah.
on the sphinct.
That's it.
Well, it's,
Very, very lucky.
it seems like the McLarens are very good at heating up their tyres real quick and, being fast on that harder compounds
Yeah.
compared to the
Yeah, it was
compared to the
amazing.
Mercs. Even George Russell was saying during the race.
It was crazy. And the fact is as well, those hard tyres, they take so much longer to heat up than the
Yeah.
softs. And what he did on those first couple laps on the safety car restart were incredible.
What a defensive performance,
amazing.
and that was unreal
Yeah.
to watch.
It was so good. And Hamilton's an absolute animal in those situations usually.
Yeah.
So calculated, thinks 2 corners ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
So it was really impressive to see. And I reckon if it was 1 or 2 more laps, Piastri would have had him. Hamilton.
He was coming in hot, wasn't
Well,
he?
he was like 1.8, 1.9 seconds for laps and laps and laps. And he ended up, I saw the results, it was only about 8 tenths in the end.
Yeah, you're right.
And Hamilton cooked his tyres and he was really struggling.
He'll get his podium though. He'll get there, Piastri.
Yeah, 100%. Well, the car looks great.
Yeah.
We've got Hungary this week, in 2 weeks, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
That'll be an interesting track because it's very much a chassis circuit.
Should hopefully see Aston do a little bit better there as well.
Yeah. It looks Alonso, after his comments about finishing on the podium for every race, spit himself in the ass a little bit because
Yeah, didn't it?
they haven't looked too good.
Is that just because McLaren and Merc have bought updates and they've just been left behind
Yeah.
a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, I think
So-
they said that on commentary as well. It's like McLaren's come from nowhere. They were 15th and 16th on the track at the start of the year, where you can see a slow decline from Aston Martin.
When was the last time McLaren's really been super competitive though?
Oh, years.
Yeah, it's been a long time,
2012.
Back in the Chrome era days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, I mean, honestly, yeah. So, they did nothing with Alonso there. Haven't done anything for a long time. Such a big part of Formula One.
Yeah, that's all right.
And also a big part of the Formula One's Williams, and that was good to see Albon up there again. So
He's been doing well.
Yeah, he's doing really well. It's funny, I was playing golf on Sunday morning, I didn't stay up and watch the qualifying, and I got a few text messages, shock result. I'm like, I reckon Albon's got pole here. And but Verstappen still got pole, but the big shock was Piastri, obviously, and Norris being up there, so...
Yeah, I was going to message you that morning. I was like, I have a feeling he hasn't watched it yet, so I'll just let it slide.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Well, not funny, but Piastri was the first rookie to start in the top 3 since 2017 Monza, which was Lance Stroll.
Yeah, wow.
So I found that quite interesting.
I love it.
Yeah, wow.
I love the random Daniel Brisky facts.
Yeah.
There's a couple in here. I got
I
a
like
couple
it.
for tonight. So
I like it. That's good. How was the roar of Lando Norris passing Verstappen on the first
Man.
lap from the crowd?
It's crazy.
It was so
that'd be
loud
awesome to be a part
Yeah.
of.
They had 160,000 people there or something.
on a Sunday.
Yeah.
That's big
I think it was a
numbers.
record crowd attendance or something. It was like 480,000 people.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, they got 3 top drivers, so
I know.
they got 2 in the McLaren, 2 in the Mercedes, sorry, and obviously Lando Norris. So
Top drivers and where the sport has just taken off like
yeah,
nothing else.
A lot of the teams are from there as well.
That's true.
I actually think Piastri didn't get enough credit from the commentators throughout
That's
the
what
whole
I
race.
think.
It was just funny, like he was doing such a good job, and like he got a little mention.
It kind of just got forgotten, didn't
Forgotten
he?
about. Like even in the qualifying, they're like, "Oh, Piastri in third." And I was like, "That's incredible
For a rookie.
Yep.
for a rookie." Like it is amazing, and he nearly had Norris on the first lap as well.
Yeah, he was doing really
Yeah, he
well.
almost snuck in there, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did. He went really conservative on the first corner because if he ran wide and then knocked off Verstappen, it would have been bloody all hell's broken
Yeah, it
loose.
wouldn't have been too good, wouldn't it?
No, I wouldn't have liked it. That's for sure.
No, I don't think many people would. But how's Max now? He doesn't have to win a race for the rest of the year. He can come home in second and still win the championship. Like, just
The
that's
domination.
insane.
But you can see, like, it's obviously not all the car because I understand the car's amazing, but fucking hell, Perez,
Yeah.
No
he
way.
has not been in Q3 for 5 races. Like,
I don't get that.
like
That baffles me, honestly.
it baffles me. Like he just can't handle the pressure when he needs to put that 1 lap pace. It's so important.
It must be a mental thing, surely.
Has to be. Has to be. And like, yeah, it was mixed conditions in the last couple of races, but yeah, it doesn't make sense.
The pressure must be mounting on him. Like,
You'd think so. It's not like he's a rookie or it's his first few years in. He's an experienced driver and he's a race winner.
Yeah. How many years has he been racing for now? Perez. 6 or 7?
No,
No,
more,
more than that.
Force India days and
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Force
He'd
India.
almost be close to 10,
he went to
wouldn't he?
McLaren. He went to McLaren as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be probably 10 plus. Yeah, long time. He debuted in the Sauber, I think. Sauber, Force India, McLaren. He's raced at a few different teams. But he went to McLaren early on.
Yeah, he
and
did.
then really suffered.
That's right.
Didn't go well, and then went back to Force India. So, now the grid walk, Martin's grid walk. We've got to talk about it. I took two big things out of that. One thing that frustrates the fuck out of me is all these Instagram celebrities on there not
Yeah.
knowing what the fuck was going
The
on.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worst. It's so dumb.
But it was good to also see there was some guys there like, oh my god, Martin, how it's so good to see you.
Sam Ryder.
Yeah.
Is that the artist dude,
Yeah.
whatever it is? Yeah,
And
he
Paul-
was amazing.
Bro, he talked about McLaren, how well they've done with
Yeah,
their
yeah,
upgrades.
yeah.
Love that's who should be on the pit.
And he's like, oh, I'm talking your ear off now, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He's doing a James Shaw kind of net type of thing.
He's trying to get away. Another thing I took out of it was Martin was standing there at the end of the pit walk, and Max walked past. Max interviewed Max, and he said, out of all the drivers, you can love him or hate him. I'd want to have a beer with Max Verstappen.
Yeah, wow.
It was really telling that he said that because I was thinking to myself, he looks a bit standoffish, but he's so just straight to the point. Doesn't mince his words. Doesn't just give the answer that everyone thinks he should. He beats himself. So I really
what you
like
want.
that.
Yeah. I actually watched a good little interview outside of F1 with Max, and it was away from all that. Oh, how's the car going?
Yeah.
Who's your close rival? And yeah, it's just awesome to see that different side. So I can see where that comment
Was
would
that the
come
Channel
from.
4 interview and the guy was asking him some weird ass
Just
questions?
yeah, that was the one.
Yeah. Do you take out the rubbish?
yeah.
He's like, oh, if it's full. He obviously fucking doesn't though.
No, clearly not. But it was just good to see that side, like you said.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good call by Brundle.
Surely McLaren have to keep their livery as well.
That
Yeah,
looked
it's
awesome.
good omen now,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
has to be a good omen.
And Lando Norris has been asking for it for like the past 6 years
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Just trying to bring it back. They've had really good liveries this year. The Triple Crown,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Triple Crown was nice.
the Chrome. It's cool, man. It's really cool. What you think of how angry were you when that Cara Delevingne, whatever her dumb name is?
Delvine. Well, the new thing after who's that wap girl? Not the
Nicki Minaj.
no, it's a
Cardi B.
no Cardi B. The other one, the
Doja Cat.
the stallion, Megan the Stallion.
Okay.
She was on the grid.
The big ones.
The solid unit, and
She's a front rower for the All Blacks.
she walked past. I can't talk. She walked past, and she refused to get an interview. So there's a new clause: if you're on the grid and Martin walks up to you, you have to talk to him if you want to be on the grid. So that's
Yeah.
why Martin was saying.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
No, you have to talk to us now. That's
Yeah.
the rules.
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
little pissy guy on his Alfa Romeo t-shirt going, you can't talk to her.
And
Like,
she's like, I can't hear. I can't
yeah,
hear.
fuck off,
man.
Seriously.
I
That's
like
the
it how he
dumbest.
clapped back though, and he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
it would
well,
have
I'm
been really
sure-
interesting
yeah.
anyway."
Yeah.
100%. Because he hates it as much as everyone else. We don't want to see that shit.
I don't get why they do that because it just fucks off their brand. Like, if they're actual real fans or
Yeah.
know how much big Brundle's pit walk is as it is, you know?
Man, Brad Pitt didn't talk to Brundle at the start of the year, and Brad Pitt's doing a Formula One movie, as we saw.
Yeah.
And he was fucking ridiculed for that.
Snubbed
If you're gonna
him.
be an F1 fan, and then I think then he agreed because then he agreed to an interview. Now obviously it's all good again, but that was a big no.
They must just be in their own world. It's probably a good place to be, but
The other thing is you got to remember in F1 there's Channel 4 do the commentary and also Sky, so they have two options to watch. It's not it's not the we as Australia get the Sky feed, but other countries get the Channel 4 feed.
okay, but surely everyone knows about that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you see it on, TikTok and Instagram
Yeah, it's all
and
over
everything
it.
like that.
Joint.
Yeah.
Especially if, like, someone like Megan the Stallion doesn't talk.
I don't even know who she is, to be honest.
No, plays with the All Blacks.
Well, Cara Delevingne, I don't know if she's a singer or she's a model.
I think this is the model.
Yeah. Now, Ferrari. Where do I start? It's
How the mighty have fallen.
well, it was
Been falling for a while.
a couple of
Plummeting.
couple of again shocking calls in the pits, but unlucky as well, obviously with the safety car. But I think they finished 9th and 10th.
Yep.
You got to create your own luck as well, though.
You do.
You can't just blame it on the safety
And
car.
they were 3 seconds behind Piastri. Carlos Sainz was 3 seconds behind Piastri within the first 5 laps.
Tell me this, and we spoke about
Riddle
this
me this,
today.
boy.
Riddle me this, boy. Carlos Sainz didn't understand
Yes.
a strategy.
A couple of the guys. I think even Lando got confused with one of the
Oh, Plan B and
strategies.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carlos, what's Plan B again? Oh.
There was one race with Ferrari, I think it was maybe last year, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to go to Plan H." And then it was like, "Fuck! How do you remember? You gotta remember like 10 or 12 plans."
Well, the first 10 didn't work.
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
There's soft, medium, soft, hard. Like it's. I mean, how many plans can you have? So
Plan H for hurry up.
yeah,
Yeah, but that was funny that he got confused. But yeah, nowhere really. And he got bashed at one stage, Carlos Sainz, on the restart.
did, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Albon, Leclerc, and Checo
Oh,
just
Leclerc.
fucking smash us. Yeah.
Leclerc.
Charles
It's like a
Leclerc-
like a
Charles and Leclerc. Yeah.
Chuck Leclerc.
Yeah, they just bashed him
he
coming out of the chicane
Yeah,
and then
they did.
into corner one.
Yeah.
He just got slaughtered. So yeah, that was struggling, but big time.
I would bash Carlos Sainz more if Leclerc was going better, but they're both going terribly. So, Lando, you picked it last week. Well done. You said
Thank you.
Lando was going to be on the podium, and I'm going to give you a bit of a congratulations for that.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how the mighty have fallen, like
Yeah.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
That's what made me think of it.
Yeah, you did well.
No, it's just
Just
Chance.
skill.
yeah. Took a leaf out of your book, mate.
Oh,
No, it was
fun.
great to see him up there. And he got driver of the day again. 45% of the votes as
Yeah.
well.
I actually, the first time I've ever done this, jumped on and actually voted Piastri driver of the day.
Was he in the top 3 for driver of the day, though?
Yeah,
he was third.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if he wasn't, that's
Yeah.
robbed.
He was like, I think he had like 15 or 20% of the vote or something.
Well, Poms aren't happy at the Aussies anyway because of the cricket, so
Mm.
Yeah.
they probably don't want to give us anything,
Yeah, that's true.
unfortunately.
Oh, if Hamilton won on fucking Sunday after we lost the cricket, oh, Jesus, I don't know what I would have done.
Rip the TV off the wall, I reckon.
Oh, I think so.
would've
At least
been half
Bombers
a
had a
chance.
win.
Yeah, you smashed Adelaide, actually. Did you see Lando getting interviewed before the race, and he was on the side of the track, and then I think Verstappen was on like a car going around waving at everyone, and the whole stand's like booed Verstappen. He's like, oh no, he's my mate. He's actually a good guy, and I was like, oh, I kind of feel sorry for him.
Well,
they're like good mates. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
It's typical Poms though. They always boo and
Yeah.
They booed Hamilton one year.
Did they?
Dead set. Yeah. It was
Don't blame him.
It was back after the maybe because I'm black comment when he was at Monaco when he got the penalty.
Oh, fuck,
Don't bring
dumb.
politics into sport.
Yeah, don't do
That's
that.
stupid.
And we won't do it. Just going back to Martin's pit walk. Last week, Martin was interviewing Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yes,
And
yes.
Michael
That
Douglas
was a good one.
took off his hat and said, "You are doing such a great job."
Yeah.
And I reckon that was really good to see. It just made me think of it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. That
Because
was
they're
really
real
good.
fans.
That-
We watched. I watched you when we were driving. And I watched
Yeah.
they're real fans. They should be on the grid.
But they just do it. These people just do it just for the Instagram selfies and the
that's right.
stories, and
They just
but then
need
you
to
just
be
look
there.
like a hack if you don't know what. The
It's
fuck's
just
going
embarrassing. Like even a few years ago at Canadian Grand Prix, they got a model to wave the flag, and she waved it a lap early by mistake, and they had to stop the race.
Oh God.
on. Remember that?
Yeah, like just.
How do you even stuff that up?
Oh, the guy would have like been trying to like the FIA guy would have been doing something. She would have gone, I'm gonna start waving it.
Was it Christina Aguilera over taking photos like over the main straight or something?
Yeah,
and David
yeah.
Coulthard's like, I don't think she knows what's going on. Like, full called her out on it.
Because David Coulthard's Channel 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does the Channel 4 commentary. He used to do Sky commentary back in the day.
he's good. I like him.
Yeah, he's good.
So
Yeah, he is good.
Speaking of him and Brundle, actually, the last time two Brits won the podium in the UK was '99. Eddie Irvine and DC was
Yep.
first.
Yep.
But Martin Brundle was in the top 5.
There you
So
go.
3 out of the
there you
top
go.
5 were Brits.
God, I
Thought that
love
was
your
enough.
facts.
That was another fact that I had to get out there. Just talking on the boys, so
Yeah,
thought it'd
because
be a good time to slot it in.
Because I think Eddie Irvine was from Ireland, but like
Raced under the...
yeah, or something like that. Yeah, or North Ireland or something. You know, like
Okay,
they
yeah.
got that like where one of them's in the UK, one of them's not
Yeah.
in the UK or something.
Yeah,
They would have had some civil war back in the 1700s or something.
I think they still have it. To be honest, that's on our Irish Republica podcast.
yeah.
The history one.
Yeah, you get history. Go
It's
on,
good
we
history.
We don't need another one.
Yeah, no, we've got a few going. Did you see Pep Guardiola, whatever his name is, in Manchester
Yeah,
City?
he's
He
a
was there,
good
and he had the
fellow.
headphones on and everything with Toto Wolff.
Yeah, he's a running meme. That guy. He's
Yeah, he's good.
That'd be cool to be in being close quarters like that with any of the team bosses and listening in.
Imagine both of them. There was a funny meme. It was like, imagine being Lewis Hamilton. You got Toto and Pep in your ear
yeah,
during the race.
yeah,
It's too
100%.
intimidating. No thanks. But yeah. So, Daniel, MotoGP trade window. What's going on?
Rumor mill. I like it. So there's a lot of confidence in Alex Rins signing to factory Yamaha next year. So that's the word on the street. A lot of satellite guys have a get out clause if they're offered a factory contract.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
So that's the biggest thing to come out of the paddock at the moment. So which will leave obviously Morbidelli looking for a seat.
Yeah, there's going to be a domino effect, really.
So something I read was Zarco to LCR Honda,
Yeah.
Bezecchi up into Pramac, and Morbidelli to VR46. Kind of makes sense to me, but I don't see Ducati wanting to get rid of Zarco.
Yeah, but are
Whether-
they gonna look after their telling?
Oh, they're gonna
boys,
look up
though?
the. Yeah, exactly.
So unless Zarco finishes up entirely and becomes part of their testing and development team or something like that,
The graveyard.
yeah.
What about my Mark Marquez rumor? Has that got any traction yet?
Which one was that again? Sorry, you have to remind me. There's been too many
There's about
here.
6 conspiracies.
Mark
Yeah, I know.
Marquez to Grassini with Alex.
Nah, so
not a peep on that one.
well, his
Okay.
brother's actually come out and said if he shouldn't break his contract. Alex
Yeah, I
Marquez
did
has
see
come
that.
out and said you should never break a contract.
But didn't the boss of Honda also come out and say that there's no quick fix for this?
Yeah, so it's all very cryptic with Honda at the moment, saying he doesn't know us anything, we don't know him anything, and yeah, it's going to be a long road back to success. But yeah, I don't know where he falls into play. There's big news around Acosta. and I think he's basically signed on with the KTM brand still
Yeah.
into MotoGP next year. So
I think that's going to happen. You could see that happening from a...
I think Pol Espargaro's done.
I reckon they're gonna boot Pole. I reckon he's just done mentally from riding. I saw a
Pol Espargaro,
Yeah.
I saw an Instagram post where it was like Aleix was trying to convince Pole just to come out to the Grand Prix and watch, and he didn't want to go.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if that tells you anything, but maybe a big incident like that where he broke his jaw, whatever it was. At the end, later on in your career, you might just put everything in perspective. Just go, oh,
100%.
Because that was at Portimao as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. There
in
was
practice.
so many crashes at
The dream
Portimao.
scenario for KTM would be Acosta to Gas and Marc Marquez to in there somewhere. That'd be the dream
Yeah,
scenario.
exactly. Run a third bike.
Yeah. That
boot
would be,
someone like
and that'd
that.
be cool to see as well.
100%. So that's the rumour mill at the moment. And then obviously Jake Dixon's name's been thrown around for that LCR seat. If Rins was to move.
That's a fucking career killer going to that seat. On that
It's as good as Jake Dixon will ever get though,
yeah.
realistically.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then Tony Arbolino's still heavily linked with Grassini for De Gia's spot.
Yeah, I can
we'll
see
see
that.
about, we'll see about that.
So that's the they're the main rumours at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's coming from I think Bastianini's manager in terms of that Rins to Yamaha.
So who did Grassini? Arbolino.
Arbolino, yeah.
Arbolino to replace.
De Gia.
And where would Superbikes?
They reckon Superbikes.
Yeah.
I suck on getting demoted to Superbikes though.
Superbikes is like I reckon it's got more popular in the last 5 years.
100% it has. A lot
Yeah.
of riders have gone straight across, so
Yeah.
and they've always had a decent following through their 125, 250 and short
Mm.
stints in MotoGP.
It's true.
So
I think the whole thing with Superbikes, from my point of view, is how they had their sprint races and their races across 2 days, and now MotoGP does that. It's sort of like the norm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I watch Superbikes, I'm like, oh yeah, this is normal, like race 1, race 2. Now, like back then, I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. It's too hard to follow.
Yeah,
I just like one race, and now we got used to GP.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to follow. So
Yeah, it definitely is. The weekend goes through pretty quickly. But yeah, there's talks. I mean, we touched on this earlier a couple of weeks ago, I think, in terms of Iannone going to the Superbike paddock as well.
Mm.
Apparently, it might be with Barney Racing, which is Ducati,
Mm.
which is Petrucci's team.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So that might be where he ends up.
That's a big gamble going back on Iannone. Quite a few years out. How many years? 3, 4
Yeah,
years?
he was still testing with Aprilia, still riding.
Yeah.
So obviously not racing, it does make a difference.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
look, I mean, they throw guys in the Superbikes all the time to fill spots. Like Leon Haslam's coming back this week to fill in for Tom Sykes.
Tom Sykes, yeah.
And I think he's been out for a couple of years.
Mm. What
So-
about going back onto Bezecchi to Pramac? I know he was saying that he was like, I want to stay at Mooney VR46. There's no point going to Pramac. Do you reckon that will change now just to get his buddy Morbidelli in and then
Yeah,
get to a
100%.
factory bike?
That's the thing, you're going to get a factory bike.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a factory bike at Mooney. It's always going to be a year old.
Yeah. And he's already killing it on a VR46 Duke,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if he gets promised a factory bike, I reckon it's a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer.
Yeah, he'll make the move. I think that's just more of a thing of, my mates are here, I've got it good, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a very family team now at the moment, Ducati, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So I don't see why there should be any issue in jumping across,
Nah.
realistically when it's just a freaking fairing swap
I know,
and a
right?
couple of bits.
And maybe team.
Oh, a team, but normally you'll bring guys with you.
Yeah, like a few mechanics
Yeah.
or an engineer or something like that.
Yeah, typically like your engineer or someone will come across.
Mm.
So, I mean, yeah, rumour mill. So I think, what are we, 2 weeks into the summer break?
Mm.
There'll be plenty more to come.
I know, right? Yeah, MotoGP is good for that. There's always
Yeah, it's
something.
awesome.
There's always something out of left field that will come in right at the end as well.
Yeah, trade news. F1 trade news. It was I think Nick De Vries's time is up. He was 17th out of 17 runners. So
Killing
I think Ricciardo will be in that seat in the next 2 races.
That
Hopefully.
testing's on today as we're filming. I think isn't he racing around Silverstone?
I think he's already had a day.
Okay.
or
Yeah.
2.
No, you were right. It was today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would they release his times? I know with some tests,
Nah,
I feel
'cause
like
he's not-
F1's even stricter again.
Yeah, I think they're irrelevant anyway because the tires are so important. So 'cause
Oh,
it's a tire.
it's the tires,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, that wouldn't mean
They have to have an excuse to test, so they can't just put the car out and drive. They have to either Pirelli tire test or something. So.
Yeah.
Or filming day or something like that.
Speaking of filming, I saw the 2 F1 cars.
Yeah.
The Duracell batteries on wheels.
That's exactly right. Going around for that Brad Pitt thing.
Well, they didn't really show it on TV,
No, they didn't. I just saw it
which
through
was
Insta.
disappointing because it would have been good to see. But I think even Brad Pitt was standing up there for the national anthem, and they didn't show it on TV.
It must
really?
be like maybe a copyright thing.
Yeah, something.
It would have to be something like
Or
that.
or F1 organisers didn't want to show it, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a cool movie. Like, when's a movie ever been made where they actually show they're actually there with real footage?
You know what they did? They did the same thing for Talladega Nights.
Did they?
Yeah, they filmed at actual NASCAR events. Funny enough, I
Okay.
was just watching a podcast on this
No
last
way.
week.
I did not know that.
It was like Two Bears, One Cave, Tom Segura, and it was sponsored by NASCAR, but they
Okay.
had a NASCAR driver on. I can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
And
Tom
he-
Logano.
Shane Van Berger.
Jimmy Johnson?
Nah, it was.
Chuck?
Nah, it wasn't. I don't know. I have no idea what it was. Anyway, Tom Segura asked the guy, "Oh, what do you think of Talladega Nights? Like, because it's a piss take, do you get like offended of it?" And he was like, "Nah, it's fine." But some of the other boys didn't like it. Some of the other drivers got pissed off by it because they were in the pits as well, filming and doing all that.
Yeah,
but
right.
I don't know. I think that's just funny.
I think
As
it's
if-
good.
As if you take that as a piss take. It
you
is a
read-
piss take, but it's just,
But it's the Americans. They're so
Yeah.
they're so
easily
proud,
offended.
easily offended, proud, and don't talk about my cars like that.
If you ain't first, you'll last.
Yeah.
Trademark Ricky Bobby.
2 bears, 1 cave.
yeah.
You'll have to watch that. That sounds good.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was actually really interesting. And he was have a bit more of a deep dive into how NASCAR works and the traveling.
That's cool.
It's a sport that's really dropped off. 10 years ago, NASCAR was the bee's knees. They used to get everything was sold out. They've really, really dropped off in the last few years, viewers wise and stuff.
Do you reckon that's because of the impact of Formula One? in
Yeah,
the
I'd say
States?
so.
I was gonna say.
I mean, think
Yeah.
of IndyCar. That's who's going to watch IndyCar when you've got F1 now. So in the States, you know,
Yeah.
they got 4. They're going to have 4 races in the States soon. It's
Do you
crazy.
reckon NASCAR's... Maybe it's just the bigger ones, when they do Daytona,
Yeah.
Talladega. It's kind of like us for Bathurst with V8s.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
Yeah.
we're not going to watch Winton.
That Chicago street race where Van Gizzy won
Yeah,
was the most
Van Berger.
was the most watched NASCAR race in 10 years.
No shit.
Yeah, they had the most viewers
That's cool.
because it was something different. It's the first ever time they've done a race
and they
track.
probably do need to change that up, don't
Yeah.
they? Well,
'Cause
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's this everyone watches them for the crashes.
That's why we watch Bathurst.
Yeah, yeah. If the guys just went around and didn't crash, it would be fucking boring as.
Shit house.
When's Bathurst this year?
Sometime in October.
Uh,
October. It's normally around for MotoGP time. For
Yeah.
The Lions.
But talking about V8 supercars, the Townsville round was on this weekend. Did I even think it was on? No.
Nah, I saw actually. I'm gonna bet you to it.
Yeah.
Jack Miller was there. Gizzy Van Berger.
True,
Did
he
a whole
was.
lap.
He said
Yeah.
how amazing it was as well.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
But I remember being if that is a cool street circuit was on 5-10 years ago. Oh fuck, you'd be watching it on a Sunday,
Yeah.
crack a couple of tinnies, but now maybe our lives have got more busier, but I don't. No one said to me, "Oh, did you see who won?" The Townsville fucking 600 on the weekend.
I think it's just a problem with Australia is we just don't have the history for it. Bathurst has got history. It's
Yeah.
got the iconic moments where, and a lot of those American circuits or the European circuits have got those iconic moments and the racing.
Yeah.
But, Winton, I keep. Barbagallo Raceway, or what's the one in Tassie that no one cares about as well?
The 5th to the 8th of October for Bathurst.
Okay, cool.
Just why I remember it. You're right. But the thing is, Winton's been around for 50 years.
But I guess, the difference between Winton and Bathurst is Bathurst has had, those amazing events.
Yeah.
And the track lays itself to it.
Yeah.
But even like Sandown's still a good one.
Yeah, I'd watch Sandown.
Yeah.
But the track's not that good.
No, but it always has good racing.
And good crashes.
Adelaide 500
Yeah, I'd watch
was always
that.
good.
Yeah.
But I think they've changed it up these days as well, where they don't actually do the full race or
It's
split it.
It's two 250k races.
And they don't do Surface Paradise anymore.
Don't they?
I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I
No.
don't. And they used to get the international drivers in, remember? And they used to be the co-drivers, and it was like the week or two after Bathurst.
No, they
It
got
was
the
really
they
good.
got the Gold Coast 500. That's still there.
Okay. Well,
27th and 29th of October.
Oh, shit.
It's normally on the same weekend as MotoGP.
That's why I'm not thinking.
That's why he's not thinking it,
Yeah.
Daniel. That is why he didn't remember.
Because
Too
I'm
focused on other
heavily,
things.
I'm heavily intoxicated that weekend for MotoGP.
So two-
Don't blame you.
So World Supercars is 2 weeks before GP this year.
for Bathurst.
Bathurst is 2 weeks before MotoGP in Phillip Island.
Yeah, gotcha.
So
It's just the only one I'm gonna watch. But it is a whole thing of that stock car racing. Like
Yeah.
it's just it is kind of gone downhill. And I think it's maybe turning into more of a feeder racing to get into like NASCAR or IndyCar, like you're seeing with SVG and
Yeah.
Scott McLaughlin, who's both killing it. Obviously overseas.
Yeah, doing real well.
interesting with MotoGP this year in Australia. It's in the middle of a three race flyway.
Yeah.
So you got Indonesian, then you got Australia, then Thailand afterwards. So
And then even before that, they're doing a lot of flyways, and they've got India. I don't know about that one. I don't.
it's a good
know
circuit.
about that
I actually
one.
like the Bud International Circuit.
That's the
Yeah.
old F1.
Yeah,
where
it's a great circuit.
The dog ran across the
It
track.
did. No, they put the middle of the race.
fuck.
The middle of the race, a fire marshal drove. He started driving his car on the back street. Actually, I'm sorry. That actually could be in Korea. That could be in Korea. That could have been a Korean one.
Can I take you on a pre?
But it's interesting. I think Indonesia, they'll fly out probably to Australia on the Monday.
Yeah, they fly out pretty quick.
Yeah, so they'll be down at because they'll go from Mandalika to Bangkok and then straight to here. So they'll be down at Phillip Island early, I reckon, this year.
They normally do some press as well.
Yeah.
In Melbourne,
Yeah, they get out to a couple. I know the Ducati guys get down to the
like the dealers.
dealers and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, they do.
Zarco
Yeah.
did something with Quadlock last year.
Yeah.
He did. Yep.
So yeah, they'll get out to some stores and whatnot.
Quadlock have a good couple of good guys on their roster
Yeah, they're doing really
because
well.
Piastri's with
Piastri's,
Quadlock.
yeah.
Oh, that's all right. These two.
He's a really marketable guy. Piastri. He's a bit of a dork, but
Clean cut.
clean cut, and but he's cool. Like that's cool now. You
Yeah,
know, if
true.
you're a nerd, the nerds are cool.
It has changed a bit. Like
It has.
That.
Look
Yeah.
at yeah.
That's where I'm going wrong.
Oh, you're a bit of everything, mate.
Yeah, well, special kind of something.
You got any fun facts for us?
Fun facts.
Yeah. The viewers on the edge of their seats for your little.
11 Red Bull equaled McLaren with 11 race wins in a row.
Yep.
So,
When was McLaren's 11 race wins? Was that back in the 80s or the 90s?
Don't know.
Okay.
I didn't get that far into the stat, to be honest.
You'd think it'd be the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah, that was a dominant car.
Yeah.
And Ferrari are the most winning manufacturer at Silverstone with 15 wins.
Yep.
And Lewis Hamilton is the most successful driver there with 14 podiums.
It's even.
And that's it for my stats.
Didn't have to bring Hamilton into it.
Ugh. Your best mate.
Just away from the stats, I do
Yeah.
want to pay respects to the family of Joey Den Beston, who passed away the week after that incident, or I think the same week that we seen in Spa.
Right.
So he was a superbike rider in there, in the Dutch Championship or European Superstock.
Jeez.
So yeah, condolences to
Yeah.
his family and friends.
It's sad.
It's just
sad.
amazing. We had years and years of nothing, and then they pop up every now and then now. So
Yeah, but not good at all.
No.
But,
So was it at the which track?
I'm not too sure which track it was at, to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I think it was literally the same week as. And apologies, I can't remember his name, but the one
Van Hoff. Yeah.
yeah, the one that was in Spa.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Jeez. Yeah, it's still dangerous. You forget.
It is,
These
yeah.
guys put their lives on the line, even for like European Championship stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still on the edge.
Well, they're trying to crack it into the big time, aren't they?
Yeah,
Those young guys. So
exactly.
yeah, never good. But on a more positive note, congratulations to podcast favourite Maverick Vinales on the arrival of his newborn.
Yep.
Hey.
I did see a funny video.
Hopefully, you make him start a bit fucking better now.
Wow. There was a video on MotoGP going how bad Maverick went on his launch. And they kind of bashed him on their video as well. And I was like, oh, this is brilliant. It was like shoulder cam. And you can just see him. He's like, he hasn't moved out of the box. And everyone just passed him.
I wonder if you can just hear him going, "Oh fuck, not again."
Is it in the initial getaway or is it
His jump is shocking.
And I think he's so tentative into the first corner as
He's
well.
nervous.
Yeah, because I remember watching him once and like he braked like 3 bike lengths before everyone else and just went flying back. As soon as you hesitate in the start, you're fucked.
He's never been a good starter.
And he's always been no good, especially in Yamaha
But
days.
wouldn't you just fucking practice it?
They do. Well, they do practice it.
But seriously, I just don't get how someone can be that much worse than everybody else. Like, think about it. There's everyone else and then there's him.
Yeah.
There's no other shit starters on the grid.
Nah. Not to that extent.
That we can think of.
Not to that. Well, it's not.
No, that's
not
right.
notable. Like people might fuck up a start, but it's like
How many times has he started 3rd or 4th and he's finished? He started in his 10th or 11th.
in the first
All
lap.
heaps of times.
It's
Yeah.
almost every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is almost.
And I
every
don't
time.
think he can ride on a full tank of fuel. I think that's one of his problems as well.
Yeah, because they used to call him the Saturday superhero.
Yeah.
Even the commentators would say to it,
Yeah,
"Yep,
yeah.
Maverick, he won't be there for too long."
You
Like,
get him on a winter test, and it's the next big thing.
Yeah.
Next minute.
Yeah.
struggling. And just finally on MotoGP and kids, I don't know if you guys seen Rossi's daughter riding
Yeah.
the little TDR 50 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, jeez. Imagine being in that bloodline.
Oofed.
Set up. Now, going back to the Aussies, we love the Aussies. AMA Motocross was on the weekends at Southwick. Very sandy motocross track. Jet Lawrence.
Oh my god! Don't tell me he didn't win.
He went 1-1.
Oh fuck!
Went 1-1, just pulled away. Sexton tried to go with him. And
Can't ride.
Fuck, they're gonna start booing him now.
I know, right?
So what's in it? Is it 10 from 10 or 12 from 12?
12 from 12.
Oh my god.
It's disgusting.
That's unreal.
Do you reckon
Yeah.
it could make like a fucking, I don't know, Sunday afternoon news channel in Australia or just something they could mention
no.
it?
It's fucked, man. The only thing I've seen for Jet Lawrence or the Lawrence boys being mentioned was like the local Townsville, like, like the
Yeah.
Country 9 news.
Yeah.
That's
Win-
the
win-
only
win
thing.
TV.
Like Win
Yeah.
TV. Exactly.
It's crazy.
Where like all the ads are like, servicing your tractor and shit like that. That's the only thing I've seen. That's crazy.
You're kidding. Nah,
Disgusting.
need more respect to their names.
Yeah, so it's just casually gone, 1-1 again. What else can you say? There's nothing else you can say. Just dominating.
Smashing it, didn't he?
Yeah, man.
And his brother?
No good. Like 26 and like a DNF or something.
Oh,
like that.
shit.
Did not start. His bike blew
Struggled.
up, I think. And Hayden Deegan, it's pretty close, took over the red plate, the championship lead.
That's going to be a good battle
Yeah, I
moving
think.
forward.
Yeah, he's always been amazing, Danger Boy.
Ric-
He's been.
the Ric Flair.
That's Nature Boy.
Oh, that's so ridiculous. Well, Danger Boy was riding 450s and that when he was like 6 years old. Just
Yeah.
hucking big jumps, and he's just nuts.
They're a different breed.
Yeah, when your dad's Brian Deegan, then
Yeah, well.
you got again a good bloodline.
Yeah, I was just going to say, talk about Bloodline.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
I reckon we go into our new segment, Tom. Of
Yeah, new segment.
have we got a name for this segment yet?
No, we're gonna actually
Blast from the past.
We're gonna
yeah.
look back at either a Formula One race or a MotoGP race. Talk to the viewers about what we remember our memories of it, and obviously big events that happened in it. So,
Yeah.
tonight's blast from the past is the 2012 Brazilian Formula One Grand Prix.
Amazing.
Um,
Now, you've got a good story about this.
I have a great story about this. I was in year 12 at the time. I'll paint the picture. Up at the Gold Coast. We'll just talk about the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Partying. Got to about... probably about 10:30. Had a couple.
So, partying because it's schoolies.
Schoolie. I was up in Gold Coast for schoolies.
So that's when you finish high school. Everyone goes up to to Byron Bay or Gold Coast or whatever it is.
Yeah, a few sherbets.
What was a drink of choice back when you were 18? Because we all pretended to like beer, but none of us liked beer.
No, we were probably drinking ciders or something. Probably Summersby or something. No, even Summersby wasn't around 5 seeds or something.
Oh, I reckon I was just drinking like vodka cranberries,
Yeah,
vodka orange
like
juice,
vodka
something
Reddies.
like that. Yeah,
We
vodka
were
Red Bulls.
we attempted to drink beer and everyone's like sipping it. Now you can't get enough of the stuff. But
Especially yeah.
anyway, back on this topic. Pay the picture. I'm like, shit, I got to get back to the hotel because I want to watch the finale because it was Vettel versus Alonso. Vettel had to finish in the top 6 to win the championship.
What time was this? What time was
About
the race?
10:30. The race was at no.
I thought it'd be later than that.
No, the race was on at like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because it was in South America.
Of course, yeah. So the race was on at 2 a.m. Everyone's out. I fucking got to get home. I stumbled home. Almost got arrested on the walk home. Cops had their arms like this, thinking I was some guy who was, I don't know, stealing or punching or something. Anyway, they let me go. Get back to the hotel, flick it on. I got back there just for the first lap. So again, we'll go back to the race. Starts. Vettel has a shit start.
Now, who are we going for?
Alonso,
Vettel or
massive Alonso fan.
So when Vettel was dominating, didn't like him.
I hated Vettel because Webber was his teammate.
Yeah.
So Vettel won 2010, 2011. It was going to the 2012 championship. Alonso and Ferrari finally had their act together. It came down to the last race. Alonso had to finish second or above or first, and then Hamilton. Vettel had to finish 6th or 5th, depending on where Alonso finished. Start of the race, third corner, bang. Vettel span around, damage.
Remember who hit him, or was it just spinning by himself?
Great question.
I just watched
It
this the
was
other day.
Nelson PK Jr. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow.
Okay, and then or it could have been. Anyway,
Okay.
he pits back of the grid. And I think it was a safety car. Alonso passes Webber and Massa on the straight, goes into second place. He's in the position. Vettel's all the way back. Button's leading by heaps of seconds.
Now, at this point, when you were watching it, were you like, Alonso's got it?
I was fucking cheering. I think everyone came back from partying.
Yeah.
I had a couple of girls like this watching it. You know,
It's standard procedure. Standard Tommy procedure.
T-shabs. Someone was kneeling. I had my feet on him as a footrest.
They had a big leaf. Standing him.
So on the grapes over the top.
Yeah. Cognac, drinking like this. Anyway, fucking Vettel came back. An amazing second half of the race. Got back to 6th. Bang.
How did he come back?
I don't know. Just fucking. It was wet and dry throughout the whole race.
Yeah.
So I had flashbacks of 2008 when Hamilton passed Timo Glock on the last corner of the last lap of the last race of the year to beat Massa in the championship. So anyway,
But looking back on that now, and you're obviously a Vettel fan. Really? You loved him when you were at Ferrari.
Yeah, I like him, but
Looking back on that now, do you appreciate how amazing that was? Because I just rewatched a Vettel's career thing that had on Fox Sports, and that race, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Coming back and doing that, just ice in the veins type of stuff.
The car was like 4 or 5 tenths slower a lap with the damage as well.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's skill.
It's really worth
How was
going
my
back and
storytelling? Was
watching
it good?
Yeah, okay. So Tom's normally an atrocious storyteller.
Yeah.
It hurts me, but no,
I
you
filled
did
a
well.
gap. Filled a gap.
No,
for us,
you did really well. You know.
Respect.
There was all truth to it. Those ladies were real.
Yeah. That's a bit of Nature Boy Ric Flair to that, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, anyway, next weekend it's your turn, and you've got to pick either an F1 or a MotoGP race. I'm assuming.
All right, I'll have a good think about that. There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few. Nothing that good, but Yeah, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, it's that's cool.
Tips, you reckon? Or tips in?
Yeah, let's get the tips going.
All right, hungry. What are you thinking?
Oh, hang on, is that this weekend or next weekend?
No, it's following weekend.
Oh, okay, so
yeah.
we've still got a potty in between.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So what sport's on this weekend? Motorsport.
The Tour de France is on, but that's not going to finish yet.
I have been watching that. Le Tour. Supers?
Yes, I think we got.
You're our Superbike correspondent, Daniel.
We are in Italy this week for Supers.
Misano.
Yep.
They should bring back Imola for MotoGP. I don't get why they don't race it.
Were we talking about this? Or
We've talked about
this. Am I tripping balls?
But,
Did we talk about this last week?
Blue balls.
Yeah, we only spoke about Imola because F1 and MotoGP were looking to do a race on the same weekend, and we suggested Imola. But it seems too dangerous for bikes.
No. It's Imola this week for Supers.
Okay.
Sorry, it's not Misano.
And Tom Skies is getting replaced, isn't he?
Yeah, Leon Haslam's sorting him out.
Cool.
Tom Skies, poor bastard.
Oh, well, I hardly think we can have a Superbike fan comment, are we?
Surely not.
What, all 16 of them?
How's this though? 10 broken ribs and multiple were double fractured.
Yeah,
So it's like 13 breaks.
Bro, imagine sneezing. Legs fuck, cunt.
He couldn't watch this and have a laugh.
You're allowed one C word on YouTube.
You're allowed one C word on
I'll use my one for this.
Next time we have to say it, we're going to get Curtis to bleep it.
Yeah.
Otherwise
Okay.
we're demonetized.
Maybe you bleep it anyway. For the kids.
You know what I've noticed with Supers is the crowds down? Do you think the crowd's down?
Yeah, the crowds aren't that great.
But the crowd's never been great though, have they?
They had the glory years back in the 90s, granted, but
apparently Phillip Boylan Superbikes back in the, early 2000s and stuff, it used to pump.
Yeah.
Well, you would have had Troy Corser, Troy Bayliss.
Yeah.
You had a lot of Aussie riders in
It
the
was
category.
nearly as big as GP down Phillip Boylan. Massive.
And it was a lot looser. You could get up to a
Yeah.
lot of shit in the main street of cows.
Yeah.
There's some good
The
stories.
Superbikes were like the live tour to the golf.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which I reckon it should be. They should turn it to that, do something different.
Look, it's good atmosphere.
It's good when you're there, but it's not definitely not as corporate. As
No, it's
MotoGP.
not. It's not as.
It's more your real fans go there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Or your Harley Davidson bikey, like the old dudes. On Harleys,
I
like
don't
the-
know, maybe.
The cool thing is you can ride around the track as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And park your bike there. It's super convenient. But you're right. It's all the older heads that just love racing.
I'm surprised the woke haven't stopped that. Someone got run over or something It's just
Yeah.
you just stand that thing would happen. Can you ride around the whole track?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's dope.
Well, back in the day, Main Street cows, they block it off now, but everyone used to burn out some big wheelies and that going up and down.
No, now they run to you if you freaking start your bike and it's too loud.
Yeah.
Nah, it's crazy. It's so nuts. But yeah, I don't know. Superbikes just doesn't seem, as much of a spectacle, I think.
Ducati domination.
You also have to know
It's only been a domination.
with sport. You got to know the back stories and the politics of it. When you just watch a race, you don't know what's really going on. You don't enjoy it as much.
That's why F1's so popular.
Yeah, exactly. The personalities, the rivalries,
Is the personalities there in Superbikes?
Not really.
Is there any-
Toprak's pretty quiet. Johnny Ray's pretty quiet. Bautista's pretty good, and Petrucci. You got young guys like Remy Gardner.
Yeah.
They're he's a little bit quiet, but at least you got a couple guys that are a bit more.
I reckon it's Bautista.
But-
That's kind of it.
But yeah, that's pretty much. It's him and Petrucci, really.
I think that's what it's lacking. I've been wrapping my brain about Superbikes, and I reckon it's something along those lines.
Yeah, there's no real character, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
even so, Bautista's just chill.
Yeah.
It's not like he's coming out and having a laugh.
Maybe it's just that Superbike vibe. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But you're right. That's a good point. They do need someone in there that's going to shake it up and be a bit more of a larrikin and all that kind of stuff, I guess, to get people keen in on it.
Yeah.
Or sign a big name or something,
Well, I think say, for example, Morbidelli goes across, Iannone ends up back on a bike.
Yeah, I'd watch it then.
I reckon you get a couple more people going there going, oh, there's some pretty top flight riders. If De Gea goes across...
I think Johnny Ray winning it that many years in a row probably killed the sport a little bit as well.
Well,
I don't think it helped it.
No.
no. I mean, the Kawasaki's did what the Ducati there is doing now.
Yeah.
They just had 6-7 years of pure
It was pure like
domination.
domination, like every single championship.
Genuinely.
It's probably why it's dropped off a bit.
Because no one fought him
Yeah.
until the last 3-4 years.
Yeah. Like it was like you watched Superbikes, it was a guarantee Johnny Ray was going to win. When he stopped winning, when Bautista went over there, and it was like, oh, whoa, actually, wow, someone who's actually beatable.
Oh, it took more attention
Yeah.
to it, and then it was just Bautista was just winning every race. It was like, oh, fuck me.
That year, though, when he first got there was good because Johnny Ray came back and beat him, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the first 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something crazy.
he was real like, I think he just got a bit ahead of himself, still probably a bit young and immature at the time,
Maybe.
and just threw it away. And Johnny Ray obviously more experienced on the bike and the tracks. But then Top Rack coming through, putting the fight up, obviously winning a championship as well was massive.
Yeah, that was good for
So
it.
it really shook it up. Scott Redding coming back across.
Yeah.
You know, he almost won the championship.
But like,
You know what Scott Redding said? He made a massive Instagram post. Have you heard about this?
No.
Blaming the weights in superbikes, that the only reason Bautista is winning because he's lighter. So he wants to weigh the bikes down to have it as an equal. But that's just his frame. Like, he's allowed to use that to his advantage.
That's right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was such a...
That's all
sort
motor
of thing.
racing, though. Like, that happens in all motor racing.
Exactly.
There's a lot of discrepancy, though, in superbikes. As you look at MotoGP, I think they're all, 5 foot nothing,
Yeah.
roaming around the paddock. Superbikes, some of the guys are, like our height,
But-
some are tiny.
You can't say that because Rossi was 6 foot and won all those titles.
Yeah, but he was 6 foot and 50 kilos.
Well, lose weight then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simoncelli was a big boy as well.
Simoncelli was a big unit.
Yeah.
Like Mir and Marini are tall, but they're, 70, 80 kilos. Scott Redding's a big set dude. Like, he's not a small dude. Tom Sykes is a big dude. Like, they're not.
Loris Capirossi was a meatball.
Yeah, no. Any relation to Dion Prestow?
Yeah, he plays in the midfield as well, the Tigers.
Couple of flogs there.
Oh, get fucked. Starts
How
winning
can you
fucking
call
a
Loris
cup.
Capirossi a flog?
Yeah, he was the nicest. We met him, remember?
He's such a nice guy.
We're like two little kids.
That's a shocking call.
Yeah, sorry, boys.
Two little kids. He was like asking us how our day was and stuff.
Yeah.
We're, like
That's bad.
awestruck.
Yeah, I was wearing my Big Tang singlet.
He got a photo on Joey Davizioso. It was like big sloppy Tom over Dobby. He's like, "Ugh."
I'm right here, bro.
Like hung over.
Yeah.
And he's like in his armpit, his sweaty armpit. Well, we might clip that photo.
Yeah,
in,
we
Curtis.
also clip it. We haven't had any
For
clip
reference.
at all.
Oh, he's probably still having nightmares about it, poor bastard.
Yeah, I think he high-sided his bike after that. Just
Man, how am I
going
going to find that photo?
It's got to be
iCloud.
somewhere. It's got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember that photo vividly.
I think Dad has it, to be honest.
That's brilliant.
All right, boys. I think that's. I think that's
Tips
it.
for Hungary?
Oh, what about
Or
next
what
week?
Next
about
week,
them
next
next
week.
week?
Yeah, we're going to have something for next week. We've got no motorsport on this weekend.
Yeah, it's
Superbikes, boys. Come on.
Yeah, Bautista's winning. And...
Yeah, well, that's pretty much about it.
Yeah,
all right.
see
Well,
you.
yeah, thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
See you next week.
See you next week.
See ya.
Cheers.